Hello, we're back again, and today I am bringing you a story that's fresh, more fresh, kind of fresh, a little fresh, whatever. We'll say maybe a few days old, but it is the triumphant and turbulent story of twomad. Yes, we're talking about twomad. So, if you've been on Twitter recently and you follow twomad or Ghetto Smosh or Mutahar, or maybe you've just checked the trending tab, you've seen that twomad is trending with 50,000 tweets. I'm just kind of looking at it right now. And the reason for that is twomad has gone through some sort of manic episode on Twitter for the past few days, and it all started with a very transphobic post that was downright disrespectful and distasteful. And now it's just kind of been a non-stop downward spiral for twomad. He's been at his lowest he's ever been in a while, and I've unfollowed him, but I know that doesn't really matter, blah blah blah, but I've seen manic episodes from twomad, or just moments of just moments of craziness, you know? And it is nothing like what I'm seeing right now. What I'm seeing right now is not satire, or it's not his kind of joke. There is genuinely something seriously wrong with twomad. And for a while I've kind of just noticed that. Like, no normal person smashes his window for a Twitch stream. No normal person kicks his car windshield while somebody's driving. You know? There's always been something wrong with twomad. But in this case, either there is something wrong with him, or he's just a cunt. And to be honest, I'm thinking he's just a cunt. I can't believe I watched him for this long. And for what reason? I didn't really get that much enjoyment out of twomad. I stopped watching his YouTube videos occultively a while ago, and really the only time I ever enjoyed twomad was when I was still a disgusting, stupid, nerdy band kid, which of course I'm not anymore. I'm more respectable than that, but twomad just genuinely is not funny. He never really, to be honest, he wasn't really that funny. There are times where he was, but to be honest, as a whole, I thought, looking back at twomad stuff, I never enjoyed it. His video editing skills are good, but really anything after 2020 and early 2021 is just shit. His content is just terrible. He's revolved around the same kind of style of humour for the longest time, and it's really taking a toll. I know comedians and that, but comedians are actually funny. twomad isn't. twomad is just not funny. And what I've been seeing on Twitter recently, even Mutahar is concerned for his own safety, is the fact that he's just fallen. You can even look at his tweets from view to like ratio. He has a few 100,000 views, but only a few thousand likes. Normally, a content creator on Twitter, if they have a lot of followers, they'll get hundreds of thousands of views and tens of thousands of likes, maybe even hundred thousands of likes. It's not hundreds of thousands of views and less than 10,000 likes. That's not really how it works. That's a really bad ratio, which shows that people are viewing the tweet, disliking it, and moving away, not liking it. And that's kind of just been the case for twomad. But I digress. That's not the reason I made this video. Not to talk about the fact that twomad's popularity has declined and his engagement's not as good. We're going to talk about the reason that is, which all starts with one tweet in particular, which has now been deleted, but I'll have it show up in the editing process. But there's a tweet where I think he's trying to win an argument, and he says, "Bro, this is my girlfriend, look." And the picture was of a person called Brianna Gay, who was 16 at the time of kind of the photo was taken, and they were unfortunately stabbed to death in a transphobic attack in the United Kingdom. twomad tweeted that, saying that was his girlfriend, despite the fact that she was killed in a hate crime. And twomad clearly knew this. How could he not know this without looking up that You do not search up like attractive looking like woman and you find that photo. You look up girl who got stabbed to death because she was transgender to find that photo. You don't look up something that finds attractive girl. There's no excuse for that. So that tweet got really controversial. He was enthralled in controversy at that time anyway. Like after that tweet, it was just a complete shit show. So he deleted the tweet and followed up with, "I'm sorry, I thought she was hot." Now, the girl's 16, and she's dead, and she died from a hate crime. twomad made a really that's really distasteful. If you have human decency, you know that would be distasteful, and twomad clearly knew this and posted this without any second thought. You know, I get it. I think the joking around with K-pop stans thing is acceptable, and kind of the making jokes about COVID, that's kind of on the line. I guess that's okay. But the minute you make distasteful tweets about, the minute you kind of disrespect somebody's death, somebody completely innocent who died in a hate crime, that's totally unacceptable. That just crosses the line, and I'm probably going to get people saying, "Oh, it's irony." Ugh. I don't know. That's why I'm making this video. I don't even know if he's being ironic. It's past the line of irony, and it's like, twomad, you need help. Like, it's not a point of it's funny anymore. It's the point of he is genuine. There's something fucking wrong with twomad, and there is something wrong with twomad. His tweets non-stop have been just like crazy ramblings about his innocence, and also his bloody profile picture is Carson, and his account name for a bit was Deji Tank. Tank is the dog that Deji used to own that got killed by the police for a stupid reason. It just shows that this guy's fucking lost it. Like schizo posting, yeah, but at this point, twomad's just fucking lost it, and he's fallen off. I think he's probably he's taken the toll of being not as relevant as he used to anymore. He's fell off. There are YouTubers who take kind of falling off okay. I think Jelly's a good example. Plain Rock 124 is a good example too. Even though he's a little, a lot of people say like, "Oh, but he follows transphobic post accounts on Twitter," but that's not really an acceptable excuse. Some people follow that account just for a laugh, or they find the account kind of stupid. Sometimes people just follow it because they want to follow it for a laugh. It doesn't have to be because you support their ideals. Of course, Validels is a completely deplorable account too, because they also disrespected that person's death, even just because they were transgender. It's unacceptable, but twomad is a very special example of just how nuts this person is. This guy just needs help. He needs to stay off the internet for quite a while, especially Twitter. And I think it's probably just he's taken the toll of not being as relevant as he used to. I already said that, I'm repeating myself, but yeah. I mean, I don't really care too much, but I would like to see him kind of improve himself, because he was okay. He was an okay YouTuber. His Zoom stuff was pretty funny, actually. I liked how you could get a good reaction out of people who didn't know his satire. But this is not satire. This is not an example I was thinking of. This is just him, at his complete rock bottom. And as much as I hate the distasteful things he said, there's probably something completely wrong with him, and I just think he needs help. I think he just needs to stay off the internet for a good amount of time to kind of, think about stuff, and maybe, try and have a change of attitude. Because if you're in this kind of state, if you're in a state of just insanity or depression or anger and that, my best advice to you could just be, stay off the internet. Don't go on the internet, because it's just going to make it worse. You can't balance, improving your absolutely abhorrent mental health with acting like a complete and utter nut job on social media. If you do both of those things, then you're going to lose it eventually. And I think this is probably what's happened with twomad, as he's just gone crazy. I mean, it went from, I change my username all the time, and I change my profile picture, and I watch people get annoyed on Twitter, to I made a transphobic post. I am not taking it back. I have serious allegations against me and I'm being rinsed by Ghetto Smosh on Twitter. We should talk about that actually. So, this will be the little next part I'll do here where I talk about Ghetto Smosh. Ghetto Smosh has been rinsing twomad on Twitter and actually went to expose him for his shitty behaviour, which includes... Now, I'm going to take all these accusations here with a grain of salt after the Quite situation, because I genuinely believe the Quite stuff. And then his video came out debunking everything. So, once again, I think I'm just going to take all this accusation with a grain of salt, but I'm 70% positive these are real. So apparently twomad SA'd somebody at an event somewhere and made this person feel very uncomfortable through direct message, and then sent a really shitty half-hour apology to them on, I think it was Instagram. And Ghetto Smosh has put all of this out there, every single bit. So, you know, there's that. Ghetto Smosh, the Perk 30 disaster people. The videos that I just like laugh my ass off to because of how unbelievably crazy they are. These people are actually going and, I don't know if it's one person or two, I think it's two. But they're actually going and calling twomad out now, for real, is just insane to me. So I think the books are kind of closed on twomad here. I think the case is he's just a fucking nut job. If it is ironic, then I'm not going to believe that. If he says it's irony, I'm not going to believe that, because even if it was kind of irony he was doing it for, there's still not something quite right with him. He's still not, you know, all good up there. Because I definitely know if I acted like this on YouTube or whatnot, my fan base would be very concerned for me, and rightfully so, because I don't normally act like that. I normally kind of go with the flow. And I do not disrespect people who were killed for hate crime reasons, you know? I mean, I make jokes about Martin Haymeyer and stuff, you know, but that's already been done. Like, the Madeleine McCann stuff, that's like kind of a... There's so much layers of irony that I've just been desensitized. Like, well, not layers of irony, that's a bad way to describe it, but, you know, you get desensitized to jokes, but sometimes it's just too soon, and this is an example. So, yeah, I don't know about twomad being a pedo. It's likely, but yeah. In other words, there's just something awfully wrong with twomad, and I think that's where I'm gonna stop the video at. So, yeah, that's it. See you all in the next one. Later. While editing, I also found this clip here of twomad downplaying the essay he committed on that person by saying, "It's common." I'm not really going to go too much into detail about why I think this statement's wrong. If you have common sense, you'll know. But I'll just play the clip here from his Twitch stream.
Ridiculous shit, fuck it, whatever. I don't like cancel culture anyways. So many fucking dudes that you guys trust on a day-to-day basis have done that same shit, if not worse. It's common! Common! All the time! It happens. Cause it's just like fucking biological, like... The fuck am I, like the most sweet boy ever? Like my parents, I'm not no fortunate son.